Oligarchy. Rule by few. Donald's cabinet picks combined net worth could easily surpass 14 billion and could even eclipse 20 billion. Scott Bessent, your Treasury Secretary that you voted in via your blind vote, your ignorant vote for Donald is worth an estimated 520 million. But he is diabolically opposed to raising the minimum wage from $7 to $15. And I know that most brainwashed sheeple living paycheck to paycheck believe that it's harmful somehow to give us, yes, us, regular hard-working folk a raise. But it's okay that those making millions off the stock market pay less tax than a teacher, police officer, firefighter, nurse, regular folk. Capital gains, which is the money earned through trading the market, is taxed at a lower rate than a good old paycheck. But your boy, Bessent, is cool with that. Now, you well-trained sheeple are going to say, well, they risked it all to invest, so they've earned the right. Shut up. Shut that hole. Shut it. Just shut it up. You trade the market with capital, which is disposable income that you can afford to lose. Can you afford to lose $50,000? I use that number because it's just a round number that a lot of people are going to be familiar with if they trade. 50,000, you got above that, you got below that. Another popular number is $25,000. In order to be a day trader and really get your wheels rolling, you got to have $25,000. You got $25,000 just sitting around that you can afford to walk away from? Can you afford to walk away from 50 grand? Just in case you missed it, you got to have some moolah, baby, in order to trade. Again, over half the public allowed Fox, Newsmax, Shapiro, and Matt Walsh vibes, not information, just feels, to inspire them to vote in a new gilded age of oligarchy rule. Wait, Scott also believes that no matter how much money one makes, you shouldn't raise their taxes, even if they're making $1 billion. Let alone the measly, relatively speaking, to $1,400,000 that's usually proposed as that benchmark. If you make over $400,000, you're going to be taxed at a higher rate. Scott, even if you make $1 billion, you shouldn't pay any more taxes because it's how businesses are created. They're the business creators. We should incentivize them to reinvest. Nobody making that much money is reinvesting nothing. They just reinvest it in their pocketbook. They don't invest it in the public. What are you talking about? That's the stupidest thing ever. Yet, Donald is a populist president that's going to save the working class. Remember when Tucker Carlson went to Russia and praised them for their amazing system of government and how it benefited the people? Well, it turns out that Russia isn't the only oligarchy anymore. The United States has joined the party. It used to be something that was behind closed doors, whispered about, theorized about. You just knew it in your gut, like, man, the rich people are running this country, man. They got our politicians in their pocket. We were talking about we need to get money out of politics. Well, it's right out there and open now. And either the public is clamoring for it and voted for it, or they're too darn scared to speak out about it. Kakistocracy. Controlled by the least suitable and qualified citizens. I'll say it again. Kakistocracy. Rule or control or governance by the least qualified or suitable citizens. Tulsi Gabbard. Turncoat Tulsi. Director of National Intelligence. Hasn't held any senior government roles, let alone any top national security or intelligence positions. Her only qualification, Trump loyalist. Linda McMahon, Education Secretary, has no educational experience or expertise. The only notable thing she's been involved with regarding children is the lawsuit that accused her of failing to stop years of sexual abuse of minors by a WWE employee. Well qualified. I mean, woo! When I think of Education Secretary, I think Linda McMahon. Lee Zeldin, Environmental Agency Protection Administrator. This cat did not champion any policies that aimed to reduce environmental health disparities or protect vulnerable communities from the effects of climate change. Lee says, to hell with you vulnerable communities. I know you voted for me, huh? But to hell with y'all. That's why I call y'all ignorant, gullible, sheeple. Like, dude, how you look up tariffs the day after the... How you look up tariffs the day after the election, man? How you do that, Michigan? Huh? Huh, Pennsylvania? Huh, Wisconsin? Idiots. Idiots. He says to hell with you vulnerable people and your goals and your plans, like the gullible disenfranchised that voted for me. Yeah, I called you garbage, said your people are a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean, and laughed out loud, slapped my knee. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, high five. Oh yeah. Or like your boy, Elon. Yeah, you saw. They ran out in the open with it now. They're like, we ain't even got to hide no more. They voted for us. They gave us a mandate for this racist nonsense. They love this rape. They love this criminality. They love it. They love that we control all the wealth. And the bottom 50% control like nothing. Like nothing. We have nothing. And yet y'all keep voting for them? Eat the rich? No, fool. Stop being stupid. I ain't even mad at the rich. I ain't even mad at these people. These people are the worst. They're the most vile humans. Kakistocracy. Donald's a rapist, documented racist. He's a felon. I expect him to do goofy stuff. But yo stupid self got a cell phone in your dang old pocket and you don't even know how to type in tariffs. You don't even have to type it in. You can give a verbal command and it'll look it up for you. It'll put the words in the magic little Google box and information all over the place. And your stupid self went in there and voted this crap in. Kash Patel, FBI director, is diabolically opposed to the agency. How you gonna run an agency that you oppose? What you gonna take Al Capone and put him as a chief of police? The dude ain't for the FBI. And he has zero experience as an agent. Like zero. Like no experience. I've never been a police officer. Chief of police. Wow, sign me up. I'm qualified. Riddle me this. How the hell is he going to direct FBI agents when he's critical of the highest police force in the United States? We're talking about the FBI. And doesn't know the first thing about being a cop at that level. I don't think my man has ever even been a meter maid. Has he ever been a flashlight cop? I see you. Has he ever even done that? Robert F. Kennedy. Knew we couldn't leave his crazy ass off the list. Health Secretary, you know, the brainworm guy, the anti-vaxxer. Or Pete. Got to talk about Pete. Good old Defense Secretary with the freaking racist cross all over his chest. Of course, Pete obviously picked for his love of rape, violation, and utter disgust of women. And of course, he has no resume to speak of that supports him overseeing the world's greatest military force. I'm talking about Kakistocracy, you dumb. What's your egg prices looking like? How that oligarchy working on your egg prices? What your gas prices looking like? No, I ain't gonna forget it. And I ain't gonna do what these left-leaning, people are. Nah, bruh. Nah, man. Nah, it ain't gonna go down like that. Ain't gonna be, let's just love their hate and, let's come together and we can't criticize them. And no, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. We are literally watching our country right in front of our eyes be murdered. And you think it's a joke? You think we need to come to the negotiation table? How you going to come to the negotiation table with a bunch of people with the junks out pissing all over the place? And y'all talking about something, it's splattered on your face. Love their hate. It's in my eyes, it's in my mouth. Now, I've been saying it since 2016, man. The moment I heard that stupid slogan, love their hate, I wanted to vomit. I'm like, in what universe does that even make sense? You can say love the hater, but I don't love your hate. I hate your hate. It ain't nothing wrong with hating evil. That's a basic tenet of being good. And we still doing the same political correctness and trying to be so educated. Man, you better put your degree on the side, bro. Ain't none of that gonna matter when you can't vote no more. Man, the only qualification, look, man, these people have that counts in Donald's MAGA cult is that they are loyal to Donald, not the Constitution, which Donald said should be suspended if he so chose. If it didn't agree with his agenda or what the outcome or whatever, just suspend the Constitution. Donald is a rapist. Rapist. Call it what it is. He is a rapist. Convicted felon and a documented racist. Documented. It ain't even like, oh, you got to make it. It's documented, dude. So it's no surprise that like his MSG rally, which was extremely racist and bigoted, that his boss, the real person that runs America, bought it for $200 million. Bought the presidency for a lousy $200 million. Bought your freedom. Bought your rights. Your little gun rights. Bought that for $200 million. He threw up the Nazi salute twice. 2 times. 2 times. Twice. And had that face like, I know what I just did. Look, man, I ain't apologizing for none of this. Like, I ain't apologizing. When you got the weirdos out there just capping off, just popping off, and you want to sit over here all prim and proper, like, well, I don't think, no, dude, man, come on, man. Dude threw up the Nazi salute and had that face like, yeah, I know what I just did. Racist, dog. Racist. And you don't get to explain yourself when you do goofy stuff like that. Go to Germany and do that. It's illegal in Germany to do that. Go to Germany and see if they what they would say if you did that stupidness. Why don't your goofy self go to your job? Because we hold each other to a higher standard than we hold the president of the United States. 91 criminal indictments. You know that P. Diddy deal? Oh, Diddy the diddler. Oh, the black man ain't even went through trial yet. But yeah, he's automatically guilty. Automatically guilty. I said he should run for presidency on the MAGA ticket. Real talk. He should run for presidency. President Diddy. 2028. Oh, he had baby oil in his bathroom. You know what? I never really used baby oil, like, ever. Like, we used to buy the bottles, would actually use the bottles. That's, I thought about that, like, dang, that's a lot of baby oil. But that kind of makes, it makes sense in the bathroom, don't it? Baby oil, it's a moisturizer of sorts. But you know what don't make sense in the bathroom? America's top secret documents that has their military capabilities and their plans for their enemies and how we're going to protect our borders from invasion and our allies' military capabilities and the nuclear codes. That don't make sense in the bathroom at all. Dude straight up jeopardized our national security. You vote his white ass into the White House, but his felonies are fake. Diddy ain't even went through trial yet. Guilty. Sex trafficker. Guilty. But Linda McMahon, same case. She's great. We should put her in charge of our children. When she was involved with a child sex trafficking ring, albeit not directly, but she didn't do nothing about it. Their movement isn't about doing anything but tearing down the laws, traditions, and institutions that were paid for in blood. Why any police officer besides the crooked cops that litter the streets would endorse a felon over a prosecutor is baffling, to say the least, especially when that felon said that he was going to pardon the J6er insurrectionists. And it kills me how everybody keep talking about how many cops were injured. What about the cop that was killed? Stuck in the door. They crushed that man to death. What about him? Now, the incomparable detectives, regular Ace Venturas, pet detectives to the umpteenth degree, within the International Association of Chiefs of Police and Fraternal Order of Police, after Donald does exactly what he said he was going to do and had been promising to do all during the campaign trail, even before the man became president. I even think before he started running, he even said he would do something stupid like that. Now they want to be upset that a convicted felon and rapist did something deplorable? Seemed like Clinton was on to something. Seemed like her intuition was rather sharp. He's an enemy of the police and state. He's openly criticized police at the national level and declared war on them, and is currently enacting his villainous plot to tear down the rule of law. Boy, y'all done really messed up and voted the wolf into the hen house. Y'all literally invited the vampires into the house after watching them drain the blood out of all the villagers for decades. So in the end, I'm not mad at the evil billionaires. My beef is with the poor people that, despite having all the warning signs in their playbook, Project 2025, vote for the oligarchy. I'm just waiting for y'all to vote not to vote again. Like the police, who should know better. Too many people don't take Donald seriously. Project 2025 mandated that Donald gut the government in January 22nd, which today is yesterday for me. He ended the diversity, equity, and inclusion employment of millions of Americans. Millions. Millions. What type of precedent is that going to set at the private level? Project 2025, a dangerous blueprint for eliminating DEI. Project 2025, spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation, outlines a comprehensive plan to reshape the federal government's approach to DEI initiatives. The project proposes the following key actions: eradicating DEI programs in federal agencies. Well, that's surely what happens. The initiative aims to dismantle DEI initiatives within federal agencies, viewing them as ideologically driven and counterproductive. This includes eliminating offices, staff positions, and training programs dedicated to promoting diversity and inclusion, influencing private sector policies. Project 2025 proposes that the Department of Justice, DOJ, prosecute entities with diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, viewing these initiatives as discriminatory against white individuals. The plan suggests that the DOJ Civil Rights Division should investigate and prosecute state and local governments, educational institutions, and other private employers engaged in DEI practices, framing them as violations of constitutional and legal standards. But here are the facts. Trend of the percent of unemployment by DEI category. As you can see, black men have benefited the most. But look here, white men, their unemployment went down as well. It has not hurt them. From 2014 to 2024. Everybody's unemployment went down. That's the truth. A recent Wall Street Journal article debunks the notion that white men are passed up for promotions because of DEI initiatives, instead asserting that white men are pinning their failures on these initiatives instead of their own suboptimal performances. Donald's fascist America is being built for white men that pledge fealty to him, not the Constitution. And they're going to receive all the help. DEI does not hire people because of their color. It makes sure that the most qualified do get the job. And instead of just hiring white men, which was the problem that America had faced. This is why Harris, her whole campaign was like not going back. This is literally going back. You're not going to be able to get a job, black man that voted for, and I struggle to call you black, that voted for Donald, because your goofy self is black despite the fact that you are more qualified than a white man. They don't like the color of your dang on skin. And Project 2025 makes it quite clear that they believe in discriminating over race, over gender, disability, diversity. Says, hey, the most qualified person gets the job. It don't matter if they're Hindu. It don't matter if they're Muslim. It don't matter if they look like me or if they love like me. If they can do the job the best, they get the dang on job. And sorry ass white men, I'm going to call you boys because you ain't men. Because no real white man would ever sit there and complain about somebody else getting a damn job. You know what a real man would do? He would actually do the damn work to get the job the next time. Get the qualifications and stop relying on his race to get him the extra ticket. But you gonna get your welfare. Kleptocracy, system where the powerful use their influence to steal their country's resources. During the inauguration, Donald raised $200 million from the robber barons that attended his elitist Mar-a-Lago oligarchy. Corrupt Lex Luthor-like publicized Bilderberg gathering where they paid to play. Players like Zuckerberg, Bezos, Sergey Brin, Sam Altman, Tim Cook, Rupert Murdoch, and Miriam Adelson, just to name a few, joined Musk by investing in their share of the United States political purse strings by handing millions of dollars over to Donald. Their political mascot, who is going to fleece ordinary Americans like you and me by providing another huge corporate tax cut to the ultra wealthy. In addition to other breakoffs that we won't know about, but the obvious one is the tax cut that morons voted for. Last time he did this, it spurred inflation while adding billions, I said billions with a B, to the deficit. Most added to the deficit than any other president in the United States history. Yet he's great for the economy. Man, oh my goodness. Oh, but don't worry, because Donald is going to end inflation along with the war in Ukraine day one, right? Wrong again. We're past day one, and now Donald's saying that he's not sure about bringing prices down. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if this gets really difficult. Huh? No, Donald's not going to bring prices down at the pump or at the cash register. He's going to raise them via tariffs. Most beautiful word in the dictionary, tariffs. And take the money to cover the pay raise he gave himself via corporate tax cuts. That's what he's doing. He's giving himself another pay raise. Not to mention the foreign money he's going to get in his second term. Remember, he received approximately $160 million from foreign governments that we know about during his first run. And you gullibles clamor about him refusing the presidential salary. Ha, 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 ha. Who needs those peanuts? Why would you need that when he's getting $200 million from the robber barons? Y'all placed in power, getting millions from China, ripping you mega morons off with yet another scam. This time the Trump coin, making him billions on paper, billions in like a day or two, which he's going to cash in on soon. What about the $100 million you idiots sent to Donald to stop the steal? Who needs a presidential salary when you literally possess an ATM machine comprised of MAGA maggots eager to give their last welfare penny to support their cult god Donald? But Donald going to end social safety nets. So what you gonna do then without your Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, huh? Several MAGA judges have already ended Biden-era regulations that made overtime pay more available to workers. And what about that gut punch to the idiot union steelworkers that endorsed Donald after he blocked the $14.9 billion deal that would have guaranteed their economic future? I'm not going to be like the rest of these people, man. I'm going to call y'all what y'all are. You all are morons. You're maggots. You feed on defecation. Anything stupid, you love it. You love it. And you are ruining our country. Period. Ruining it. Can't believe all those people lost their job yesterday. But I can because it was outlined in Project 2025. And I'm not going to be like the other left leaning people out there that say, well, we're just going to wait and see. No, I believe this dude when he say some weird stuff. When he say something good, I'm like, that's a lie. But when he say some weird stuff, I'm like, I believe that. I believe that. I'm just waiting to see how he's going to work. How they going to work, y'all, to vote, not to vote again. Because he said, I'm going to fix it so good, you ain't going to have to vote again. But I'm just tired of it, man, because I'm listening to people. I'm like, look, man, y'all ain't even talking about what y'all should be talking about. We ain't living in a democracy no more. We have an oligarchy, a Kakistocracy, and a Kleptocracy that y'all have voted in. And what are we going to do about it? We going to stand by and act like it don't exist? Or we going to stand up and speak out? We going to support our people that actually fight for us, not dog them out like we did 4 years of Biden? Are we going to unite on the left like they are on the right? No matter what Donald does, they always frame it and flip it like this is a matter of national security. Oh my goodness, he has to do it. Oh, it's going to be good for everybody. Meanwhile, we got this left person fighting against this left person and literally saying that Biden is senile and he can't get the job done and this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, judge the man based upon his merit, on what he actually did, not on the fact that he has a disability. Don't fall into that trap. Don't echo sentiments from right-wing media who got their talking point right from Donald. Sleepy Joe. First thing is Sleepy Joe. And then we gonna run with it? Yeah, right, man. If Joe Biden was on a Republican ticket, that man couldn't do any wrong. And they would have made you feel like crap for teasing him for his speech impediment. They'd have been like, yeah, he's sleepy because he's working his butt off for regular American folk. Easy. I don't even get paid $20 million a year. Right off the dome. We need to do better. And I need to do this because I'm literally watching the country die. And I'm looking at the good guys and they ain't doing nothing. And I'm looking at the bad guys and they just straight pissing on everybody. And it's like, well, they said it's rain, so it's gotta be rain.